we are here in the luxurious Happie Space with my good friend, Angelo Grinceri. How are you, Angelo?
Garnett, nice to see you, my buddy.
It's great to see you as well, Angelo. And Angelo's going to show us his crib. So give us a grand tour, baby. What's going on? This place is beautiful.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I've never been in this exact room.
Wait, are we really doing this right
Yeah,
now?
we're doing it right now. This is it, nigga. We on a problem right now. I was here a few weeks ago with Angelo during a sound bath that he...
Sound meditation.
Sound meditation.
Which has a different connotation than sound bath, because sound bath gives you the idea that you're going to be doing nothing and the sound is just overcoming you. With a sound meditation, it comes with a little bit more of an awareness to listen, and that's where the magic happens.
It sure was magical. That was incredible.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it was a great time, man. Had to come back. It was intense. It was intense because you're really forced to step inside your own mind, take a look around. Sometimes you don't like some things you see underneath there, but you gotta, you know.
Not every time, but a lot of times you always have to. You're encountered with something that's inside of you that issue that you try to shy away from, but when you shy away from it, that's when you start loading up that backpack of stuff you're lugging around, right?
Exactly. And that shit gets heavy.
It gets heavy.
It gets heavy. So, you know, this is a great place to like unload. I feel like trainers really need a space like that. They really need a place where they can come in and just be like, you know what, it's been a long week. Let me go to the sound meditation, get my mind right, you know, recalibrate things. Especially in New York where there is no culture for like slowing down.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no culture for slowing down. It's never enough.
It's never enough.
And think about like so I've been a trainer for 15 years, so I dealt with the struggle that you speak into. And you know when you have these relationships with your clients, so you're always showing up for them, right? Being fully attentive. But then when you're packed with clients, if you have 6 to 10 sessions to 12 sessions a day, where's your release after that?
Right.
Right.
Usually our release is like in the weight room.
The
like,
same place that you've been all
day.
day.
Same place you've been all day. Which explains a lot of overweight trainers, I feel like, because the last thing you want to look at is some damn weights.
100%.
And you know what I mean? You've been grinding out 8 to 10 sessions a day. You want to get the hell out of the gym.
Yeah.
This is the perfect space for that. I think that this is the future of where fitness should be going, especially wellness in New York specifically.
Yeah, I know. In my experience, I've always had this like very spiritual, meditative side to me, and then I've always had my intense fitness side to me. You know, the ones that are looking to just perform better and be stronger, be bigger, be faster, do more intense things, scale a mountain, whatever.
Right. Prove you're a man.
Yeah. Right. Prove yourself. Right.
Yeah. Right.
And then, it's like prove yourself on one end and then accept yourself on the other end.
Ooh, yo, for real. Yeah.
And those two worlds do not intersect. They are two completely different persons.
They can't. They're just two different contexts entirely.
Right.
Yeah.
However, both of those are what makes up the human self, right? And we should be able to do both of those, because I can't be always trying to prove myself and then work in a team or be appropriate in a team setting.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And then but if you're also just always accepting where you're at, you're never going to progress to anything forward. Right. So it's like, how do you kind of create a space for both of those practices to be, or both of those ways of being to be challenged? That's what we try to do in Happie Space.
I mean, it sounds like I'm already on board. You don't have to sell me, bro. But I think that let's give it a little tour. Show them what the deal is.
All right. So we got 2 rooms. This is the front room. Okay. We're right on the Bowery. Check it out. We're right on the Bowery in Houston. So here, come on out.
It's a rare 75 degrees out in March. So it's lovely out.
It really is fantastic. I woke up this morning. I was like, wow, it is nice out today.
For real.
All right, so you got Whole Foods right across the street. There's the corner. There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes down over here.
Oh yeah, LES in the building. What's really good?
For sure. And sometimes I just like to come out here and check out what's going on. And then we go back inside.
Because it's getting a little drizzle going.
You felt that, right?
Yeah, man. It's coming. It's coming, dog.
All right. So we got this room in here. All the rooms are soundproofed. But this one, obviously you can hear it outside because of the windows, but the back room is fully soundproof, and that's where we do all of our meditative and breathwork practices, as well as teach other classes.
Let's check it out.
Come on over. So one of the main things that we use here is ankle weights, and that's because we really work on a lot of range of motion conditioning within our fitness classes, so we like to add resistance to that with ankle weights. So I'm gonna bring these in the background anyway. But anyway, over here, we got this, no, I'm not good. We got this beautiful green turf wall there.
It looks good. It looks good. Did you set it up?
I'm glad you think so.
Angelo put it up himself. I was here when he was
It did.
literally installing it.
Piece by piece.
Very nice.
Yeah, it turned out all right.
Is that a real pineapple or just like a?
Yo, that's a real pineapple.
Wow.
I'll cut some up later if you want.
That'd be a wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, to your left, we got Happie Pills. So if you study functional medicine or Ayurveda, they all are based around not taking supplements, but actually just taking the whole foods that your body needs and getting the vitamins and nutrients out of that. So for example, we are a big believer in chlorella. It's your natural source of your vitamin A, B1, B2, B6, B12, and vitamin C. And it's got amino acids in there, really helps your body detox. So we focus on that. So you're kind of reframing it as, oh, you need to take vitamins. Well, instead of you taking something that's made in a lab, you should take some powders that were dehydrated fruits, vegetables, and herbs.
I'm a big fan of whole food supplements.
Yeah.
FYI.
Oh, here, take a daily sample, baby.
Thanks, Angelo.
My pleasure. We got the mushrooms, the beetroot, and the chlorella.
They sure do. Let me tell you. All of those things were hitting last time I was here, so
There you
definitely
go.
stop by.
Wait, you know what's really wild? When you open up the bottle of beets, what's it smell like?
Shroomy. Yeah.
It smells like beets.
Yeah, it does smell like beets. Why is this? Why?
Because it's beets.
There's literally nothing in there.
Well, there was beets,
There was
in,
beets
there.
in there. That's delicious.
Yeah, so that's this one right here, the one that's just red. And
What
it's
is
red.
this? Okay, so what is this combination right here?
Okay, so this is our essentials kit.
Uh-huh.
The essentials kit is beetroot
Okay.
for your circulation because it increases your red blood cells, which also gives you energy and helps your body produce red blood cells, which is super important if you're anemic. So instead of you taking an iron supplement that like kind of jacks your stomach up, you take a serving of beets in a capsule.
I'll alert the black community about this. Sweet.
And then the orange or the brownish one is the mushroom blend.
Sweet.
Yeah. So like chaga, reishi, lion's mane, turkey tail, all the immune boosting ones, and it also increases your white blood cell count.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and it's just mushroom powders.
Do all mushrooms have like sick ass names or?
Yes, actually,
They all do.
Well, dude, and those are like the street names of them. Like they have these crazy, just scientific names that you can't even like pronounce, and they're just weird.
But the street names are like lion's mane,
Yeah, the street name is lion's mane. I can't even pronounce the regular.
goat knuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the other one is, the green one is chlorella, which is just an algae.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Know about some allergy. Please continue the
right,
tour.
let's go.
Let's do this.
So then we got our lockers here. We got some equipment storage in here. My secret.
Oh, I didn't know my man was over here with the fisticuffs. Oh, little Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary waiting for you right here. Okay, all right.
We got our changing rooms. We have 2 bathrooms on each side. Oh, lovely surprise to your left. It's Jessica. Jessica basically holds all the back end together.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You all need a Jessica.
Dude, you all need
We all need a Jessica in our lives for sure.
It's really true.
That back end is a bitch.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, bro. Yeah.
All right. Then we got the back room.
Hey.
So the back room space, completely soundproofed. So there's a really nice acoustic in here. So when you instruct, the class can hear you really well. But also when we do sound meditations and breath work, it really kind of creates a vibe in here because it can't escape. So when we do all of these community-driven practices, it really creates a beautiful experience.
Yeah, the lights that were in here before were like really fucking cool. Like the things that you changed the whole vibe up in here.
What's
It's
really
great.
wild is like when we do the breath work and the sound meditation, we completely change this from like a bright fitness studio to a place of zen and quiet from New York City. So it's candle lit, the ceiling is blue, the walls are blue, there's candles everywhere, and it's just a totally different thing.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Let me attest to that. It completely transformed the room. I thought it was way bigger than this too.
Right.
Yeah, like it's still pretty big, but like it felt like a temple. It was really nice.
No,
it was
that's
really
awesome.
nice.
That's the vibe we're trying to create.
Yeah.
We just installed streaming cameras here.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so and like next week we launch online streaming for all the fitness classes and all of the sound meditation and
Brilliant.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Little by little.
All right.
Little by little. Then this is our equipment here. So I'm a big believer in resistance bands. So, dude, I wrote a book with Dragon Door back in the day on resistance training.
Really?
And adding footwork to your resistance training.
Interesting.
Yeah. So how bringing up the argument of when you take a step forward, the pelvis position changes, which changes your entire spine position.
Right.
And then if you like take an open step, that pelvis position is different. And how do you start to add your basic strength training exercises to these variable step positions, and that it will be a different type of resistance when you are just in this position,
right,
and when you're bringing yourself back and slowing it down and then accelerating back out. So we do that here with these resistance bands.
That's awesome. I literally do this with my clients.
Yeah, because you get it.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
We speak the same language, bro.
Exactly. We're friends for a reason.
That's true. That's true. Kindred spirits immediately. Epic. Let's go.
What else we got?
We got some stuff. We got to talk. We got to ask some real questions now. So I'm excited about this space because in a few days I'm going to be doing my seminar on communication and mental health. Yes, this is the culmination of many years of practice. Even before I became an NLP practitioner, which I'm really happy to share with you.
Yeah.
Because it transformed my life. It really helped me understand my clients, my personal life. It helped me bridge gaps between relationships that I've thought were dead a long time ago. Wow. I rekindled like so many connections with like my family, especially my mom and my dad. Like, it just enhanced my life so much.
That's beautiful. So it really helped you shine some lights in some dark spaces.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want those relationships, but then I realized that it was possible to actually form them in a positive way, because all I needed to do was understand where they were coming from communicatively. Like, okay. These presuppositions, which I'll be talking about in the seminar, of having an understanding that everyone is just trying to do their best.
Yeah.
Right?
Always.
They're always trying to do their best. And if you operate under that presupposition, you really see that people are like, oh, like I thought that, I don't know, cheating on my husband was going to be a good idea. But in their mind, they really do believe that that was going to help the situation.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it was going to give them something that they needed, so then they could better serve
themselves. Yeah. But ultimately, is that a good idea? Probably not. However, it's all context, man. So for me, it was like having an understanding that they were really trying to do their best. Forgive your parents, forgive yourself, then you can forgive anyone else. Yeah,
I love that. I think it's really important too. And I love what you said on you not having the relationship, and instead of thinking about like, oh, this relationship's not for me, and then you think, or you bring that back to, okay, the relationship's meant to be in my life because it's your family, right? Like, how can I start from where we're at to rebuild a relationship that works for both of us,
right,
or both parties involved?
Exactly. And that all starts with just stepping into their reality. How's my mom feeling? Like, and how is she navigating her reality so that she would do something that potentially would harm me, but I don't think that she intentionally wanted to harm me. She thought that she was doing her best, right? And once you understand that, you just kind of move on and understand like, okay, what else could this mean, right? When I start asking that question and becoming curious.
And what else have you misinterpreted?
Right.
Created a story around.
Right, because this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But now, as a parent myself, I'm starting to see like, oh, okay.
There was a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason. Like she was like just trying to protect herself, and she's only working with the programming that her parents gave her, which was like not great,
There you go.
right? Like our parents had,
Yep.
you know, let's say you were born in the 70s. Your
Yep.
parents had 1960s programming,
Yep.
and then they gave you their old ass 1960s programming, and here you are in the 80s, 90s trying to figure shit out, and your programming is from the 70s.
And we don't realize it right now. We have this access to the entire world's programming, right?
Right.
Like through social media and just the way that we communicate digitally. Dude, that didn't exist, right?
No.
So the program that you had was your community that you lived in,
Right.
which is generational. And then you have the whatever you're reading on or whatever you're listening to and absorbing through TV or movies,
Right.
right? There was no in between.
There was no in between. You had to basically, you know, just be in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, a lot of communities have held on to their old programming
Yeah.
and didn't update their, you know, software.
Yeah.
So now we're stuck with this kind of like debate within the country still, where like ignorance kind of reigns supreme in certain areas because they aren't exposed to people with different maps of the world,
For sure.
right? So that's what this whole seminar is about. It's about listening to other people and expanding my own map of the world so I can update my GPS. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. That was actually my favorite part about training, like subconsciously.
Right.
That was what I loved the most, really just starting to understand the different realities that people, one, came from, and two, created for themselves.
Yeah, it is interesting, right? Like you learn so much about, because no one has like the truth, right? No one is living the truth. It's our truth.
There's not, like it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Like we're not experiencing it. We're experiencing our truth, right?
Yeah.
So listening to other people gets us a little closer to like the truth, the absolute truth.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you see the similarities.
yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. That's the goal.
If you listen.
If
Or
you're listening.
open enough to it, right?
It's all those things. Listening, flexibility, being malleable in certain places. I think that that's the most powerful aspect of training, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you were a phenomenal trainer when you were training people, and I think that we just do our best, and you got to listen first. Which is going to be weird for me to do the seminar because I'm used to just like sitting there absorbing information, saying a few things to guide them in there. I'm much more like collaborative trainer.
I'll just ask you a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
If you want.
Please, just like so. What do you think about? Yeah. Here we go. My best.
We'll get real deep.
Yeah, I'm here for it, dog.
Because it's such an interesting thing to navigate of when to be listening and kind of letting something flow, and then also when to be assertive.
Right. I think that you do a really good job of being assertive, but in a suggestive way. It's not like,
I love that you picked up on
yeah, baby, I see what you're doing over here. You like Angelo's like, but what do you don't you think we should go this way? And you're like, and everyone's just like, maybe. I'm like, I see you, bro. You don't game peeps game, but I feel like
I don't want to push anyone into anything, but like I've thought about all the possible solutions. This is what I think is best.
Right, you're a very internally driven person, and most people, I think, that join groups are very externally driven, right? They're very externally motivated, I should say.
Yeah.
Right? Their motivations come from like, what is everybody else doing? How do we stay alive? But you are so internally, cultivated that you trust your judgment so much. It's intoxicating to be around for most people. And I think that's the thing that anyone can cultivate. Anyone can do that. But I think that just takes a lot of time and practice,
It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of exploration, right? Because I won't drive someone, everything that I try to steer someone to experience comes from an experience and internalization, or internalization? No, that's not a word.
Sure, it is now.
Yeah, internalizing that process for myself. And
Right.
then being like, okay, this is the pros, this is the cons, this is when I think it should. And then I also understand that that experience is completely dependent for anyone else in their own way.
That's right. Their interpretation is on them.
Yeah.
However, as a communicator who takes responsibility for their communication,
Yeah.
we have to do a better job of communicating our reality in a way that's the least misinterpreted, right?
The least beautifully said.
You know what I mean?
Beautifully said. I had a really interesting communication challenge within a most recent partnership, and it was really fascinating to challenge each other to internalize what we weren't receiving from each other.
Right.
And then also internalize what we were receiving from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And what we both noticed was like, we'll end up just saying some random shit that like is a thought with just completely disregarding all of this other stuff, right? Like we get so caught up in one aspect that we let that become the whole story instead of, remaining and maintaining a holistic viewpoint on the experience.
What do you think the driving motivation for that was? What do you think that you guys are both experiencing fear and anxiety from
Totally
not, maybe this won't be successful, this business venture, or like, there's always outside factors. Yeah. What do you think you guys are experiencing?
I think it's just the general uncertainty, the not understanding how to maintain a level of trust, and then creating a story around something that we feel like isn't happening, but which isn't something that was predetermined.
No, of course not. No.
Right? Like it was never like a predetermined thing of like, I expect you to do this. Right? It was just an assumed thing, and each person had their own different assumptions of what that other person should be doing.
Their own map of the world of how they think this should have already been done this way.
Exactly.
I think this way. Don't you think this way? Nah, man, I'm somebody else.
Yeah. and to be honest, you're going to see something that I didn't see.
Right.
Right.
Right. And that's why we're collaborating.
Exactly.
Right. But if you stay in that place, like me and my man Kenji are just like in that space. Yeah, we did a podcast together on Saturday.
Oh,
shout out to Kenji. Yo,
Kenji.
He's a brilliant human being, man. Oh my God, I'm blown away by this dude all the time. But yeah, it's just really finding that space with people to be curious, right? In business, I don't think people are really that curious about things when it comes to doing deals, because they want like, we agreed on this, and this needs to be executed like that.
Yep.
But when you assume things, shit gets a little, it gets a little hairy, When we delete, distort, and generalize, right? We deleted, that other time that I made a mistake. Yeah, we don't even remember that, right? That doesn't really count.
But that time you made that mistake.
Oh, we definitely have that in the ledgers. Yeah. Open the book.
That's actually in bold.
Right. Chapter 1. So it's like that's just how we think, And then generalization. We just had some stuff to work out with the things, and then it takes the weight off of what we're experiencing, right? When we generalize, and then then we have the distortion. Like what did you say? What was that? I don't know. What happened? I'll fill in the blanks later. No, I'm pretty sure you hurt my feelings. No, I'm pretty sure you fucking said something messed up. We do that all the time because we have too much data coming in. But when we're aware of it, that shit is, it's like, okay, I did delete the fact that I fucked up the ledger, or I did distort the fact that, we didn't do X, Y, Z with the money and whatever. So those are the things I've been going over.
I let go of my responsibility. Like I'm just gonna forget that I just didn't handle something that I should have been responsible for.
That's a hell of a deletion.
Yeah.
Might be too late to claim that one. Some of those deletions are time sensitive.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But
most are.
Most are.
I feel like as you get a little bit older, I think you really start to realize that the majority of the things that you think you need to do are quite time sensitive.
They really are, dude.
Yeah.
I should have followed up with that person. You just cost yourself like $100,000.
You never know.
Because you didn't follow up,
You never know.
FU is important, but as we get older, we learn. We adapt. And then we overcome, and hopefully we can have a nice little community that's built on that understanding that I'm human. I'm gonna do those 3 things. You're gonna do those 3 things, and if we have each other's back, we can do those 3 things less.
And if we communicate that whole time, we'll at least know we'll at least be able to we'll at least be able to know that each person is doing their part.
Right.
Right. Instead of the tally-tat.
Right.
Nonsense that we love doing.
It doesn't. The ledger book. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because you always owe me more than I owe you because of those 3 things. But if we just collaborate and do our best, everybody gets paid, everybody gets rest. It's all good, bro. So anyway, Angelo, thank you so much for inviting us to your humble abode. I'll see you in a few days.
My pleasure. I had a blast. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too, man. I mean, dude, it's like fight week for me. Like it's
Yeah.
like
So, do you think everyone can sit in cushions?
I think so. I don't.
Yeah.
It might be a little weird for trainers because we need that back support. We've been standing up all day, baby.
You lazy sons of bitches, you're gonna work with posture.
That's one way of going about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find out, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but in any event, it's gonna be more interactive. So.
Cool.
Yeah. But thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you.
My pleasure. Give me a
Come
hug.
on, let's get. We're out. All right, guys. Peace.